Welcome to Phil's Gang PT2 video. I've designed a chart called my PT2. It identifies when big institutions purchase large chunks of stock. It is the institutional buyer that controls the stock market. They're the ones that move the stock up and down. We call it pricing power. When institutions buy millions of shares at a time, that's what moves the stock up. All we had to do with today's technology is follow that institution or institutions. When they control a stock, we can now identify when they're buying, when they're adding to their position, or when they're leaving the stock. I'll give you a good example. We had a color change from red to green, and you can see it right here, red to green. And that happened on March 31st. And here it is right here. We had also a confirmation right here. It's called a crossover. You have to have the crossover. That's your confirmation after it turns red to green. We had a beautiful rally all the way up, and you see it stayed green until all of a sudden it turns red, and it turned red on almost a month later on April, right around April 31st, right here, right in this area. So you can see by having this chart, and it tracks the money, it tells you exactly when they're getting in and exactly when they're getting out. So this was about a 14% return. 14%. Now the key is when you get in, you protect yourself by putting in a stop, S-T-O-P. You say, okay, I'm going to buy 100 shares or 500 shares, but I don't want to lose any more than X. Let's say you don't want to lose any more than $100. You just put a stop in. So you know that if it pulls back as you start, if it pulls back beyond this point, you know the most you can lose is $100 or $50, or you make that decision. That's the beautiful thing about this, because you can put your stop in after you execute your order. So we had a 14% return. Now it turns red. Now you take your money and decide, okay, I'm going to short it because it's red. The institutions are pulling their money out. So we short it, sell short. And now everybody's always scared about selling short. Wall Street's made you scared because they don't want you shorting. They want to short you. That's where they make their money, because stocks go down 10 times faster than they go up. So they always make you scared, and they always tell you, don't short stocks. You'll lose all kinds of money. Not true, because we use the same stop technique right here. If I'm going to sell short, I'll put a stop right up in this area here. So I'll put my stop right here. So that means I know exactly how much money I'm going to risk. So we'll just say $100. So I'm going to risk $100, and now I'm set. So I sell short. I hit a button, says sell short, and look at this. It dropped all the way back down about another 14%, and we're still shorting it as of today. And here was our crossover right here to confirm that money was coming out. How simple is that? Now let's take a stock that we just recently bought. It's a prison stock. It's a correction stock. And the stock is CXW. This company, Corrections of America, CXW, as you can see, the institutions were pulling their money out. It had a big drop, huge drop. This thing dropped about 43%, somewhere around, I'm sorry, this dropped about 28%. 28% drop. But now we're looking for an opportunity to get back in, and we found it. And here it is. So we had our crossover, but it still was red. But as soon as it turned green, we decided to buy it because we had the crossover, and that meant that the institutions, Cox, Vanguard, JP Morgan, those who own CXW, started to buy stock again. After they took their position off, they turned around right here, decided to buy. So we just started. So you have an opportunity to get in and follow us with CXW. And again, we will put a stop in this area here to make sure that's the most money we can lose right there. Let's say $100. And you decide. Now, think about that. That's the power. The power is you control your loss. You don't ever have to call a broker and say, what should we do? You always know what it's going to do by red or green. When's the last time he put a stop in for you? You called him every day and asked him, what should we do? And he kept saying cost average down, which is ridiculous, instead of putting in a simple stop. So there you have it. So join my gang. You don't even need to use this chart in the beginning. We'll make this chart available. You just follow it. We'll tell you when to buy, when to sell, and we'll show you using this chart. And then after you get used to it, then you can buy your own chart. So join the gang, Phil's gang. Go to my site. It's only $49.95. And then get used to this chart. You'll love it. And then you can start buying your own chart. Okay? See you on the chart.